Hi everyone, welcome to another Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a Certified Zentangle Teacher, and today we are going to take a look at Hollibaugh. Now, Hollibaugh is fun. I'm going to draw my traditional corner dots that we would normally do, and connecting those dots, creating the border. Now, not going to do a string, but we're going to do Hollibaugh. Hollibaugh is a fun tangle, and I realized after doing several of these Zentangle Quickies that it might be a really good idea as I'm using the term to actually do a Zentangle Quickie where we can focus on that. So, situate your tile whichever direction, and we're going to draw a straight line. Just like that. Then, we're going to aura that line, which is just, duplicating that line with some spacing in between. You can do them whatever distance you want apart from each other. And I call these boards. We're essentially drawing boards. Now, the Hollibaugh technique, if you ever watch Rick and Maria on the Zentangle official YouTube channel, and you'll hear them say in the Hollibaugh fashion, or you'll hear somebody, like I will say, using the Hollibaugh technique, that means we're drawing behind. So, and here's how we do that. So if you watch, so I'm going to, and I like to just turn my tile and wherever, kind of, sort of, wherever it lands, and that's where I'm going to draw my straight line. All right, so I'm going to start here, draw my straight line, and whoops, I've come up to what I've already drawn. I pick up my pen, I travel it across as if I'm drawing, but I'm not, drop it on the other side, and continue. And there we have it. Now I'm going to flip it over because we are creating boards all over the page however you want to. So same thing, pen, come up to where I've already drawn, travel it across, put it down on the other side, and continue. This is best done in one motion-ish, one train of thought. Then this one, we're just turn your tile whatever direction you want, and we continue, and you fill the space up however you would like it to be filled. Oh, I made an A. Ha! I always work to try to make my nut look like something. For a long time, I end up making them like a grid. Oh, if you go over double kind of like this, you just have to be careful. And then here, I'm just going to put a little dot there because it would kind of go. And that's something important too when you're drawing behind like this, to at least I find it important to be consistent. So I'm going to do one. I'm going to do one here, kind of going down here. So it's going to be in the middle, not drawing there, putting my pen down. It makes it, I call it convincing. I'm going to put a little dot here, so that way it really does look like you have drawn behind whatever the figure is. And we use this a lot. We really use this a lot. I teach this in my Zentangle Essentials class, which is basically kind of a, I hate to use the word beginner, but it's a beginner class because you can retake it and get stuff out of it. That's why I hesitate using that word. Now, for shading, you can, here's how I like to do this one, is I'm going to take my pencil, and on the outside of each board. I'm just going to take, this is the first one that I did, and I can tell that because nothing is crossing it. I'm adding a little bit of graphite to the outside. Remember, you can always use more, and I'm using the bijou tile, which is tiny, so if your boards are, say, narrow, you might just go a little sparingly, knowing you can always add more if you need to. All right, now, this is just magical, and I love this about Hollibaugh. So I love this about shading Hollibaugh because it's just remarkable. And it's the best example of the power of shading and being careful. So as you see, I'm doing little circles, and I'm having it travel across that board, being careful not to go over, and I think that it helps with doing little circles and going slow. And I just traveled across, creating a nice gradient, right? So then you can almost already see what is happening here. Now I'm doing the other side, and then it'll start to happen. Now, as I mentioned, you can always go back and add more to have a little bit more contrast, which adds a little bit more drama, if you will. Now, if you notice, besides that, ooh, that one looks glowy, would you not say that this all of a sudden looks brighter than even out here where I've not touched anything? It's just absolutely amazing how that works. Now, what we're going to do is on every straight line, so just putting some graphite along the straight lines. So, of course, you're going to cover some, but that's where you've already used the pen. Here, of course, I'm not going to continue, so we stop there. And then also remember that your tortillon does save up graphite. So if you have a small area, you might want to just kind of save it for last, see what's left on your tortillon, and then you can always add more if need be. I try to do as much of this as I can, kind of in all one fell swoop with the pencil. And apparently I have no rhyme or reason. I am normally very structured, but some days, I think, well, I should have an order to how I am putting the graphite down. So that way I'm not missing anything. And not feeling like I'm having to scan as I am to see if I missed anything. All right, anything I miss will appear as I'm doing it. All right, so same idea, just taking the tortillon, smudging things out. Like I said, sometimes I think it makes sense to just kind of go board by board, but we all work differently. I share different ideas, just so that way if something doesn't, one thing will resonate with you, something might not. Might resonate with another person. I found that to be very successful in my private music instruction career, to have a plethora of, or I call it like an arsenal, or I have a quiver of analogies. So I was like, if one doesn't work, another one for sure will. And just making sure to kind of smudge all those out. Now what's neat about this is it creates a cool background, as well as emphasizes the over and under aspects of what we've done here with Hollibaugh, without having to do anything. I think when I first learned this, I would just put a little graphite at those, these points here where it goes under, and then I figured this, somebody, I'm sure, said, yeah, well, let's do it this way. Oh, okay, well, that's, number one, easier, and it has such a neat effect. Wouldn't you say? Now, you can go, and as I mentioned, if you wanted to add a little extra drama to it, or a little contrast, whichever word you like better, you can add some more graphite to that edge. I'm just going to do it to this main one, just so you can see. And so I'm not going out any further, but just having that be a little bit darker just adds something. And so that's something that you can utilize with your tangles as you see fit. It is just, like I said, it's such a fun technique, and also emphasizes shading and what you can do with shading. So if you want to have something kind of pop out, well, shade around it and be real careful not to get any graphite inside. And because you can see that one just, is besides looking like it's illuminated, just pops, right out and is absolutely amazing. So let's see, what else can I say about Hollibaugh besides it's a really cool tangle. Now, there's other variations you can do with this. You can, I've seen where, they've had maybe not so straight lines. That's okay. And ones where at the ends, it kind of pours out into the border. And that's kind of neat. And I'm trying to think, maybe they didn't have a border, but maybe imagined one or something. I'm trying to remember how I've seen it. But it's just kind of neat because it just makes it look like the border and, the Hollibaugh are connected. Some other things you can do. Oh, actually, so this is one I had done earlier. I sometimes like to put little dots in the blank, the negative space there, because I just think that looks cute. And it's neat. You could decorate any other way. You could do this big and make Hollibaugh your string instead of it just being lines. then you can, do other tangles either, in the background like this, or, in the Hollibaugh boards themselves. The decisions are up to you, and the options are really endless and only up to, to your creativity. So I hope that this has helped to explain this crucial technique that we use within Zentangle. So thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. Please, if you have questions or you just like the video, appreciate any kind words in the comment section. In the description section are some links. Will be links to the step outs, as well as information on, how you can connect to me via Facebook or website, all of that kind of stuff. So, again, thanks for watching, and happy tangling.